Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be putting on some dual rate coil springs from Icon. They come with a 3-inch lift included, and that's the part number 158507. These dual rate springs are made for the FJ Cruiser and the Toyota 4Runner. So let's go ahead and take a measurement. The corner of this steel Tiger bumper that I have on the back here is 22 on the driver's side and 22 on the passenger side. Now if we measure the right rear corner, the fender sticks at 38 1/4. Now let's measure the other one, and this is why I measured the bumper, because I don't think these fenders are the same. And here we are at 37 7/8. It's a 1/4 of an inch difference, just want to point that out, but the bumper is even in the back. Now, for the past 2 years, I've been running the stock spring with a rubber spacer up here. Gives you a 3-inch lift. This spring is clapped out. We've been off-roading for the past 2 years. I mean, look at my hand. My hand is just making it move. And that's while it's still under tension. I don't know if that's a thing or not. I don't know. I don't know. So we'll see. But look, these are clapped out. I know for sure, because the truck just looks lower in the back already. The headlights are kind of starting to point up, and I don't even have a trailer hooked up to them anymore. So we're gonna snag these things out and put in the Icons without the spacer. I think I know someone in town that's looking to lift their 4Runner, and I'm gonna see if he wants these. This is the current look of the rig. I do have 3-inch spacers in the front. I went cheap, but I've always gone cheap, and they've always, you know, man, I've always had no problem with it. These are the spacers that are in the front, and maybe in the future I'll be replacing this whole strut. So we're gonna start with the process of installing it, and I'm not gonna run you through the whole how to install this and that. If I find something that could be a little bit trickery, I'll bring you in just to show you. But all right, let's bring you up to speed. So first thing I did was lift it up. Then I put a jack in there. Well, not a jack, but a jack stand. You always want to be safe with these big rigs. They're heavy. They come down, they crush a fella. And let me tell you, that ain't fun. So once you get that taken care of, and you got your lug nuts loosened, and you can raise it up and zip zang and take the lug nuts right off of there. Next thing I did, you don't have to do it in this order, but you got your shock absorber. See, these are Bilsteins. They're pretty old, but you push them up and they come back down, so I think they'll be good. Zip that off. Then I noticed the sway bar link was connected. Took 13 millimeter, zipped that off. And then this one here, I think it's called a pan hard bar. Y'all correct me down, bleep bloop it down there in the bottom if I'm wrong or not. I probably am. But I think that's a pan hard bar, or some kind of link. Zip that sucker out of there. Then it came down another 1/2 inch, and I was able to take this from the bottom and position it this way, the spring this way, and it came right out with the spacer that I had in there. I put this spacer in there 2 years ago, and still holding up. There's the bump stop that was in there. Now here's the old spring. I got them lined up pretty good, yeah. And you can see the difference between a dual rate and a single rate. The one on the left is a single rate, that's stock, and the dual rate on the bottom, on the right. And there's your difference in length. Now let's put this spacer on there just for kicks. Let's see, this goes like that. That goes in there on the top. It's like a hat. Lay it back down. No. Still a little bit taller. See that? So it's going to be a little bit of a struggle for me to get it in there. This one on the left was pretty easy to get out. I have to force this one in there, but as you can tell, the one on the right is the Icon. It's got the part number on there, right there. And it has a 3-inch lift already included. Now the reason why I got the door rate, I spent the extra money, which wasn't that much. I got them off eBay for $240 shipped. So that was a great deal for the pair. And door rate, what they do is, when you bounce up and down when you're with the wife and the kiddos in the back, these right here is what makes the ride soft. See, these are brand new. I'm already kind of squeezing them. These big ones here for when you're hauling a trailer. See, I try to squeeze that and they don't want to move much. So you get your soft ride out of this, but you get your firmness, and you lose your droop when you're hauling a trailer out of these big ones here. Now when I talk about trailer, I'm talking about, you know, standard Toyota towing capacity 6x10 trailer. I got a jug of water in there. It's 35 gallons, and it's about 300 pounds. And I got a stove in there, a cast iron stove, with all the piping and cement work and all that, about another 150 pounds. So empty with just that raw weight, the water and the stove. This rig right here drooped down about 4 inches. There's also another bar here, another link that you could unravel and drop down even more, but I didn't need that. But that's also options right here above your plastic fuel tank. So we got the spring back in, and let me tell you, the seat on the bottom and the top could have some grime or dust or whatever, and go ahead and wash that off and spray some penetrating lube and kind of give it a nice smooth water resistant area for it to settle in for the first 100 miles, and that'll do it real good. It'll keep the squeaks away, keep those little granules from rubbing on the bottom of your spring, give it a nice first beginning to a new home, because these things are in here and I'm going to leave them in here until they clap out like the last ones, but I doubt it, because like I said, these suckers are icon, and when you set them in there, they're smart enough to put their name facing right out the back so everybody knows. Well, to put them in there wasn't that hard with all the extra doodads and poles and pipes disconnected. And what I really needed was a second pair of hands, and I'm not talking a lightweight. I'm talking somebody that's got a little bit of weight, and they can sit on their knees right here behind it and kind of push it down about 1.5 to 2 inches. Hey, there's Honcho. And them pushing that down about 1.5 to 2 inches was just enough for that coil to slide over the hump and get in there, and that worked out perfect. Let's hope the other side is just as easy. And one more tip, one more thing you might want to do is when you put these sway bar links back together, shoot those old suckers with some WD-40 or some PB Blaster silicone lubricant. Gives some life to them, kind of re-lubricates them, keeps them from drying out. Especially down there in that one, I sprayed the threads on it. Especially, you know, if you live up there where you got a rusty belt, all you fellas out there that got rusty belts, you know, do this already. But I don't live where I got a rusty belt. My belt's not rusty. And so, but I do it anyways. And on this particular model, about 1/4 inch or 3/8, and you start to see that top one bulge, and you're good. Well, I got the other side put in, and I'll go to it here in a minute and show you. But as I'm putting in this torsion bar here, there's your ABS line that runs right here, and it's kind of sensitive, and you got to kind of move the bar into position and bring it down. And I notice it's getting kind of rough on this ABS line. So another tool that you may need is just a regular old flat blade screwdriver. There you go. Pop it open like that. Get that sucker out the way, because man, you don't want to go messing with ABS. Those ABCs and ABSs and whatever else they got on these trucks, all these digicals they got. You start messing around with the digicals, and oh man, you're gonna start paying out the pocket. Let me put this sucker back in. All right, I got it beat in there, but if you notice, they don't line up. So all you gotta do is go back to this side and lift it, and it'll bring it in like that. All right, so I am done. This last bolt was very hard to get back in, but I got it in. Basically, this rod has a eye hole, and you got to match it up with the mounting bracket here. That's welded to the to the axle, and I couldn't get it to line up, so I put my trailer on it that's got about 500-pound tongue weight, and then I had my wife and my older daughter get on the bumper and jump up and down, and it was enough to get it lined up and get a hammer and hammer it in. These springs are pushing the axle away from the frame just enough to where you need downforce to bring it in to line it up. Went ahead and buttoned up my ABS line back together, and that's what she looks like. Brand new Icon. Brand new Icon 3-inch dual rate springs. Yeah, now I can climb trees with chains on. So let's see. Yeah, I got it all hooked up and ready to go. I'm gonna ride around and see if I hit some bumps and make them move up and down and kind of get settled in up there mostly. And we're good to go. So if you remember, this was 22 inches without a trailer. Now with the trailer it's 23. Okay, before, when I hooked this trailer up and I had the same amount of tongue weight, it would drop down to about 21, 20 and a half. I mean, it was sagging. So we're an inch higher with a 500-pound tongue weight. All right, so we finished up without the trailer. 25 inches. This side of the bumper, 24 1/4. Passenger side fender, 40 inches. Driver side bumper, 40 1/2. That should be how it is stock, simply because 90% of the time it's one person driving on their driver's side, and it brings it down about a 1/2 inch. That way when you're going down the road, you're level. Well, I want to thank you fellers and fellettes for watching my videos. I got a few other cool little neat doodads that I put on there. Not going to show you right now, but I will in an upcoming video. Some off-road goodies, some towing goodies, and this and that. Thanks for watching the video. Y'all come back. Wow, it's like a speedway over here. Look at these cars. That guy's making a fire. Check that out. Oh yeah, country life. Y'all take it easy. Keep it greasy side down. See y'all next time.